just thought I'd come on here today and show you some really cool Christmas candles I'm making. So these are supposed to be inspired by the little red truck. Pretty cute. And what you want to do is get some jars from the Dollar Tree. It's about the cheapest place. And you're going to pour your wax in the bottom, like this one. I did mine 2 different colors, green and red. Put my wick in there. Don't mind the top, I was trying not to waste wax. I scraped every drop I could in. And then I like using popsicle sticks, or butter knives work really good too to center my wicks. And now we're working on the frosting tops, and what you're going to do is you're going to melt your soy wax, is what I like to use. And then once you get it melted, you're going to whip it like this, and you are going to whip the crap out of it, sometimes up to an hour, as it cools down. Once it gets cooled down, every wax is different, but you need to check what temp you need to add your fragrance at. Otherwise, if it's too hot, the fragrance will just kind of like steam off and evaporate, and you'll have no throw to your candles. But most candles are about 2 ounces of fragrance to a pound of wax if you want them to throw, like Bath & Body Works. So anyway, you're going to whip it up, and then you're going to pull it up, and we'll show you, we'll cut the video on where we start it when it gets to that stage. But you're going to pull up your spatula or whatever, and it should form steep peaks, like as if it was frosting for a cake. And then when it gets to that point, it's perfect. Then you want to put it in a piping bag like this with a metal tip. You want a cloth piping bag and a metal tip, because otherwise it could melt the bag and really burn you and explode through the bag and everything else. Working with soy wax is pretty easy cleanup. You just heat this up and pour the wax out, because it is cloth. You'll have to take the metal thing out, of course. And then hot soapy water, and it just cleans right up. Dawn dish soap works really well. And then we're going to frost it on here with our piping bag like this. And then you're going to take sprinkles. I like to get mine from Walmart. This costs about $3, this big container. And then you're going to put your sprinkles on. And then you can take a flexi mold that you can find, and you can pour wax in your mold. I got these molds for these things. They were white at Joann Fabrics, and they had trucks and trains. They're really cute. I like to color my wax with crayons. I don't like to waste the money on the wax chips for coloring. It's kind of a waste, because you can get broken crayons from a lot of friends and family for free, so it works out pretty good. So we'll be back in this video in a second when it gets to the point where we're going to put it in the bag, and you'll see me pipe it and put the characters on and the little sprinkles. Okay guys, so this is what it looks like when it's ready. See how it forms peaks? So you want it thick like that. And then you just get your piping bag. Make sure your tip is good and at the end. And you want to spatula it in. And remember, this already has the fragrance in it. We put it in it at the temp it told us to for my soy wax. Everyone is different, so you're going to have to look up yours. Don't give up when you guys are whipping it. I know it's going to get exhausting and you're going to want to just throw in the towel, but you can't. And the reason you can't is because if you have to reheat the wax, you now just wasted all of that fragrance that you added, because when you reheat it, it's going to burn it off. So just remind yourself when you want to throw in the towel. I always try to get a family member who's willing to help whip. Sometimes if you live in a cold environment, you can take it outside, put it in the fridge for a couple minutes. Okay, so now we come over here. Try to get your wicks up. Then you're going to pipe around, just as if you're decorating a cake. I don't like to go all the way to the edge on these ones. I want some of the red to show. And it's not going to come out perfect, and that's just because it's wax. It's going to get hard spots in the bag. And see how it's going to stop coming out perfect? You just want to give it that wavy technique, because you're going to put sprinkles in the trucks on, so people aren't going to really see that. So do them all. Try to make sure that you're paying attention to how much you have in the bag, so you can divide it up equally between your containers. See, it's already hardening and stuff. But you'll see, I'll be fine. It's really good and hard. Don't mind that either, because we're going to wipe it with paper towel. That always happens. Okay, now that we got most of it on, you're gonna get your sprinkles. And you're gonna just pour your sprinkles on, which is gonna help hide, you know, the flaws and stuff. And I think people like it like this. It's kind of like a homemade birthday cake. You know, you don't want stuff to be perfect, and it doesn't give it an artsy-fartsy look. So that's what I do with the sprinkles, just make a mess, you know, get a lot on there. And then, stay over here, Ryan. Then you're gonna come over and you're gonna get your, I made some trains too, which are kind of cute. So I'm gonna put my trains on, push them in. I'm gonna push them in a little bit so they will adhere when they dry. And then my train's gonna be hauling a Christmas tree. And then we have a red truck that we're gonna do. Put this guy over here. So we'll have the red truck, and he's going to be hauling his Christmas tree. And spin these in case I want to put another thing like that. Have another train we can do. You can pour different color wax if you want to give it a 3D effect. There. That's the one we're going to wipe with the paper towel. We have another train we could put on this side, I guess. I typically try to do two sides to my candles, that way it doesn't matter where it's at on the person's table. You know, it looks appealing. This one I don't have an extra piece, so I think I'm just going to stick another tree in it. Same with this one, I'll just put another tree in it. But, I mean, I think they're cute when they're all done. They're like this, they're really darling. And I'll probably wrap ribbon, like a big chunky ribbon bow around them. Well, that's it on those ones. I hope you enjoy.